everything you need to know about the Canada's just concluded election. The Liberal Party leader, Mark Carney, emerges as the new Prime Minister of Canada. But what triggered his win is absolutely crazy. So, Mark Carney was declared the new Prime Minister after his party won 169 seats in the 343 constituency, forming a minority government. This might sound a bit complicated at the moment to people who do not understand Canada's voting system, but I got you and I will explain this subsequently. On Tuesday, 29th of April 2025, while giving his victory speech, the new Prime Minister assured Canadians of ensuring economic stability and, most importantly, to uphold the country's sovereignty following US President Donald Trump's frequent threats of annexing Canada and making it the 54th state of the United States of America. Before the election, the United States President Donald Trump has constantly expressed his desire to annex Canada and make it one of the states in the US because the Canada had failed to stop irregular migration and drug trafficking at its border with the US. For context, Canada is US northern neighbor, so technically they share border together as they are beside each other. Trump also threatened 25% tariff on Canada's steel and aluminum, cars and car parts, pharmaceutical and lumber, even going further to call the Canada's former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau as Governor of Canada. I promise you there is so many insane things going on. This, however, did not sit well with politicians and people across Canada. It infuriated Canadians so much that they were left with no choice but to vote for the Liberal Party, whose manifestos greatly emphasized fighting against Trump's trade war. Carney, during his campaign, said Canada was at a crisis moment and that Trump wants to break them so America can own them. This notion tremendously worked for him, as Canadians who were already worried for their country's sovereignty and economic future were convinced enough to turn their vote towards the Liberal Party, altering the projection that the main opposition party, which is the Conservative Party, is expected to win the election. The Conservative Party leader, Pierre Poilievre's message resulted to his loss, as he didn't really bring up Trump's threat, which was a bigger worry for Canadians during his election. His message solely focused on domestic issues, cost of living, the housing affordability crisis, and crime, targeting the Liberal for their record on these matters. Fast forward to Tuesday when they declared Carney as the new Prime Minister. The Conservative Party leader and other opposition party has, however, agreed to the outcome of the election. They added that their parties would work with the government on the common goal of defending Canada's interests. The whole scenario is wild and crazy. But on a more serious note, what do you guys think about Trump's threats? Because it could have worked in his favor. And I must say, the Canada's voting system is quite interesting because the voters do not vote directly for their Prime Minister. Instead, the leader of the party with the majority of members voted into the parliament becomes Prime Minister. And in the case of the just concluded election, the Liberal Party wins with 169 seats in the 343 constituency. The Conservative Party was able to get 144 seats. The Bloc Québécois has 22 seats. The New Democratic Party has 7 seats. got 7 seats, and the Green Party got 1 seat. The Liberal Party got the highest seats, automatically making their party leader emerge as the new Prime Minister. However, it is a minority government because it didn't meet the 172 seats required to have a majority government. So the Carney government will have to rely on an opposition party to pass legislation bills and survive no confidence vote in Parliament. Finally, I'm done with the news. What do you all think about the whole situation? And do not forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to T-Xplains to get news updates. See you next time. Bye. Gracias.